personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answer to human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2.5-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers. And you can transform your life right now on VCMG in South Florida. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2.5 hours, listen and call in toll-free 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube and share love and light.
Love. Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on the True Oldie station, and we are answering your questions on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to have you joining us here live, and I want to talk to you. And I'd love to talk to you on Facebook, on YouTube. We'd love to connect. Share the page, share the like, share the information. And as we journey tonight, we're going to ask you a really big one. Are you rocking the boat? Come on, sit down. You're rocking the boat. How many times does the universe have everything that you need all set for you? And you get it all worked up. You sit in your boat, and God's got you just coasting across the water. You're just going. And all of a sudden, you get yourself all worked up. You think you see a shark. Maybe there's a whale over there. And you stand up and you begin to shake the boat. But God has this easy path for you. Sit down, you're rocking the boat. How many times do you let your fears get in the way? Your ego of what you think it needs to be has to be, but you just can't let go. Become too attached, holding on to things that are not good for you. We kind of throw temper tantrums. When was your last temper tantrum? Oh no, God, not what I wanted. How are we going to do this? Well, God always has a plan. But we little humans, we get on the boat of life, just rowing away, decide to stand up, and we're rocking the boat. Reminds me of when I was a little girl. My grandparents lived in West Milford, New Jersey. Now, West Milford, New Jersey has this beautiful lake. And we used to go to the lake. We would walk down to the lake. We'd sit on the little patch of sand. And then you get to swim out to the raft and then swim back. On the other side of the lake, that's where the big stuff went on. That's when my grandfather used to take his rowboat, one he pretty much made himself, and his little fishing lures, and he used to make his own handmade fishing lures. And out we'd go. And I was prepared. I came so prepared. I would use my grandmother's roast beef, because I figured everybody would love my grandmother's roast beef. Because I didn't want to touch a worm. That was not happening. So I decided I would use all my grandmother's food. So I packed some roast beef, and out we went. We're out in the water, and there was a lot of sunfish and different types of fish in there. And I put the roast beef on, and I threw the line, and out it went. And it's just there, and I'm just chattering away with my grandfather, and he's catching fish after fish. And all of a sudden, something tugs in my line. Well, I got real excited. And he's like, oh, you got to reel it in. I got so excited, and I'm reeling it in. Nobody told me that when you reel it in, you're going to be coming face to face with a live fish. I was not prepared for that. So here's my grandfather in broken Italian going, oh, what's the matter? You sit it down. You're rocking the boat. I was rocking the boat. I saw that fish come up on the line, and I reeled it in, and I was having a breakdown because the thing was flipping all over the place. Well, clearly, that was a scary moment. We almost tipped over, but in his nice Italian way, he got me to sit right down. And we didn't keep that fish because it really wasn't worth keeping, but it was a great opportunity to catch a fish. And I really got to enjoy that process. And I remember those times with my grandfather going out. And roast beef was the way to go. I got to tell you, we always caught fish. I would have to let him finish reeling it in the future because we couldn't have me coming face to face with a flippin' fish. That was not happening. But I loved those times. But sometimes we get what we want in life. And we're not quite ready for it, or so we think. But if God gave it to us, we're ready. And then we throw our little hissy fit, our little freak out, our little meltdown, and we start rocking the boat. We start questioning what's going on. I just got off the phone with a client on my way here to the radio station. And I hadn't talked to him in a while. And he was just really feeling kind of broken. And he said to me, he was going through some little health things. And he really was concerned because he had taken some medicine, and then the medicine made him feel funny, and he really felt like he wasn't himself after he started taking this medicine. And the medicine was for blood pressure, or nothing too crazy, but he didn't feel right. And he started to get anxiety. And there's no way to know if that one caused the other. But he started to go through this spiral. And it was at a time when everything's coming together for him. All the opportunities were launching. He had a following. Everything was coming up. He is a public person, does a lot of performing and connections with people. And something just snapped. And suddenly he was concerned and afraid, and he couldn't motivate himself to do the work. And yet people were knocking on his door saying, come on, this is the moment you've been waiting for. And he just couldn't. And down he went. Now, it took him a little while to get to me, so I know I'll be seeing him in the next few days in my schedule. So we'll work on that and recalculate that energy. But how many of you have been so close to your victory and something rocked the boat? Maybe it's a hidden fear. Maybe it's an energy that needs to be adjusted. But instead of standing up and going, no, this is my moment, this is what I worked so hard for, you allow the negative, the heaviness, to literally weigh in and disrupt you. And in turn, things start rocking the boat. We don't want things to rock the boat. You get that job, you get that new promotion, and you're all excited. And you know, the issue is that a lot of the other people are used to seeing you in the box they're comfortable in because you were one of them, and now maybe you're the supervisor or you're in another department, and things get a little uncomfortable. Remember, you worked for that. And then you see systematically you're not as supported as you thought you would be or you should be. Then we let it get to us. But remember, what God has for you, no one can take from you. Oh, but what do? We give in to the negativity and the gossip and the people trying to start trouble. Maybe they badmouth you. Maybe they start gossip. Maybe they undermine your work. Complain to HR that you don't know how to manage. And everybody has a learning curve. It takes time to step into a new position. Even if you are qualified, even if you've done the work, you have to make adjustments. And management knows that. But you get in your head. And you let them sabotage you. No one has that power unless you give it to them. I always tell people, be above reproach. Don't let anyone catch you doing anything that you wouldn't want talked about, shown, or even put in writing. You want to make sure that everything is moving. You have to trust that the universe has everything there for you. But unfortunately, we can't because we get in our head. And we can't understand why we get ourselves in this mess. And I know that each one of you has a power to do anything you set your mind to. But our belief is crazy. Our belief is complicated. Because we have all these patterns going on in our mind behind the scenes that we suddenly let grab hold of us and thus rock our boat. How many people thought you couldn't do something that you did? How many people got in your head over a choice you made? made you second guess it, got you confused, didn't let you understand what was going on. They got you all frazzled. People will poke at us, but we let them rock the boat. You can't raise a ruckus when you're on that beautiful path that God gives you. Could there be challenges? Yes. But for good God's sake, you're on a boat in the middle of the water, heading to destiny. Do you want to fall in with the sharks and the big fish? Depending what body of water, the whales? Do you? Probably not. So why do you jeopardize what you've had? Why do you jeopardize the gifts that are before you? You have to trust. There's not a spiritual person who's walked their spiritual path who hasn't felt like they were out on a boat with nothing, maybe not even an oar to row the boat, just sitting there looking at the stars going, all right, something's going to change. Somehow, some way, something's going to get me to shore. And we've learned. In the spiritual realm, you learn obedience. You learn to be still. You learn not to freak out. You learn to trust. And just when you think you've mastered that lesson, I tell you, God just sends a whale right up to your boat, and you're like, all right, I'm trusting. Yep. I don't want to get swallowed by a whale. I'm not looking to be the next Jonah. So how are we going to move forward if we are getting ourselves all topsy-turvy? Trusting the process, holding a single intention clearly in our mind, and driving the energy in the direction of the desired outcome, and going with the movement of the water, going with the waves, and allowing ourselves to overcome the obstacles, and just trust that somehow we're going to get there. Not everything is going to be smooth. I wish it was just we're all out in the water, we've got our oars, and we're just rowing the boat. Got a couple of swans going by. And I don't know if you've ever been in a boat with swans really close to you, but they could make you jump in your boat too, because they may look all graceful in the water, but you get too close to a swan, they are not a happy bunch. I remember being in New Jersey in a boat. Another time I almost tipped a boat. Note to self, we're not going in a rowboat anytime soon. And we're just out there, beautiful water, beautiful lake. Had like this little paddle boat. You would go out. Swans are all around. It's just so beautiful. They were a little agitated little bunch of swans. Maybe they saw one too many people. But I was like, all right, these swans don't have the best personality I've ever seen. And so in life, you may think you're in this beautiful, gorgeous looking experience and everything is just surreal and peaceful. And then you have a swan squawking at you and kind of gunning for you. Not what you expected. And you still have to stay the course. You have to redirect. You want to see me paddle a paddle boat? That was a fast paddling I had to do. Kind of moved out of the way. All right, swan's not too happy I'm in the water. But I couldn't stand up. I would have rocked the boat. So I had to go and find another pathway around this one very temperamental, don't know if it was a male or female swan, but temperamental one. All the others seemed relatively chill, but there was a couple that were kind of temperamental. And so in life, we have to go around these things. And we can equate swans to some of the people we encounter. Some are a little easier going, and others are a little feisty, agitated. They don't know how to lighten up. They can't. They got to protect whoever they think they're protecting. And people on a whole, if we look at our wounds, we've all had things disrupted in our lives. And depending how much that person with their ego and their resentment is holding on to that, they're busy rocking their own boat. They're not paying attention if they're going to crash into yours or make you flip with them. That's why we've got to let things go. We can't hold on to these negative actions in our body. That's what makes you sick. It makes you heavy. I was talking to someone earlier today. We're talking about health and their work in the corporate arena. And Spirit was sharing with me that they had gotten separate from some of their feminine energy by having to navigate some of the choppy waters of the corporate world. And it began to manifest in her body. And so we need to be aware of what we're holding where in our body. And I encounter a lot of people, whether it's here on the radio with all of you, at my center in West Palm Beach at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, or on the phone all across the globe. I talk to so many people, and there's a lot of energy. And I can always tell by someone's energy how heavy the energy is around them, what's going on with them. Even before we begin our dialogue, they walk in and I'm like, oh, all right, it's going to be an interesting time. I could feel it. Or I could feel the resistance within them, that they want to change. They want things to go smoothly, but they're rocking their own boat because there are things they're not willing to let go of. And so Spirit has to come and allow us to articulate that to them and have it understood so that they can make the changes necessary. So where are you rocking your boat? Where are you not just giving in and let the waters take you to where you need to be? Are you kind of paddling up a wrong current? You need to kind of go with the flow. And if there's somewhere you need to go, and you need to put more intention and effort into it, then paddle. Get out your oars and paddle. There's that statement, God helps he who helps himself. So we do have to help ourselves. But don't freak yourself out. Don't be like the little girl standing up with her fish in the middle of a lake, screaming that the fish is close to her. Supposedly what I wanted, right? But I didn't know what that entailed. So sometimes we get where we want to go, and then we're not prepared for the challenges. And every place you go in life, every experience will always have opportunities for growth. And it's important when you grow that you learn to be flexible. And that when new experiences present themselves, new challenges express in the physical, that you don't freak out. You say, oh, well, this is different, but I've passed through so many other things, of course I can handle this. Do you think you'll take a new job and as in your promotion and not have to learn something new? And maybe be challenged in some way? Of course you will. I remember when I was in one of my corporate jobs, the one that actually eventually led me here to South Florida, and on the journey, I had always had a secretary myself, and now suddenly there were things I had to do for myself as a salesperson, and I had to learn some of those things on the computer. And some of it wasn't easy for me at that moment, but then I learned the get-arounds and the easy ways to get it done, and I was fine. There are many of you who will be in that position and feel like you need to give up because you're not prepared for it. We cannot anticipate everything that comes our way. Where's the fun in that? Where's the growth? Everyone says they want to be promoted because they want to experience something new and different and feel challenged. And yes, I know we want the increase in paycheck. But they're not handing it out because you're just doing the same old thing. They're going to give you new tasks. And how are you rocking the boat in your families? Are you being a team player when your partner is struggling? Are you being kind and compassionate? Or are you rocking the boat and not letting them figure it out for themselves and giving them the space to get it done? Are you so caught up in your own story and your own ego that you're not allowing the other person to do their part, the space they need? You're just concerned that you're not getting what you want when you want? There's so many ways in life we rock the boat. So many ways we disrupt all the things that we said we wanted, all the things that maybe you fought so hard to obtain. And now, because the waves change, the water is not the same, something ruffles you the wrong way, you stand up in the boat and you're ready to tip over. Not what's the best thing for you. So sit down, you're rocking the boat. And don't go anywhere. I want you to sit right there. Listen in your car. Watch me on your phone. And let's go to the phone lines. When I come back, I'm going to pick up this conversation. But we will go to the phone lines at 866-972-7247. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And that's me, Sarah Spiritual. I am here to answer your questions all across the nation and to see how we can keep that boat steady, how we can get you to destiny, how we can answer a question to give you clarity so you don't freak out and stand up in the boat and tip everything over when you're almost there. Because I can promise you, most of you are almost there. It's within your reach. And maybe it's around the corner, you can't quite see it clearly, and you're getting concerned. Sit down. Stay with us. We'll be right back. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors for everyone. Oh, there's a light.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next 2 hours of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another 2 hours to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHs. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
See
It shines inside of me. Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. It shines inside of you. There's a light in me and you. Oh, there's love. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I'm so glad to be connecting with all of you. And how are you kind of logging in and logging out of life? How are you showing up? You know, we have all of these prompts in life that ask you to log in here and log in there and click this and identify with this code. There's so many things coming at us. It's very easy to get ourselves very out of sorts and not in alignment. And it's not something that we can just easily avoid because it's surrounding us everywhere. So how would you like to shift your life? And what has you a little concerned, a little worried? Are you not feeling like yourself? Are you feeling frustrated? Things aren't going the way you desire. Is there a bump in the road that you're perceiving as problematic? Then maybe it's just a stop to get you to slow down a bit. Some of life's slowdowns are a matter of timing. If you arrive at the destined spot too soon, the universe doesn't always have everything lined up for the best and highest good. What I love about us as humans when we choose to manifest and visualize things is we see it in a way that we can comprehend in our mind. You know, our mind can play tricks on us. It holds memories of things we've seen, we've experienced. It plays this tape in our life of what our experiences have been leading up to this moment. So we don't always let go of that thought process. We kind of have to hedge our bets. We don't want to have unrealistic expectations because in our mind we can't fathom how what we want would happen. We make ourselves get a little bit in a tizzy and we think, well, I'm going to manifest this, but I don't know if it can really happen. But I'm going to do what they teach me in spirituality. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to visualize. I'm going to sing Kumbaya under the full moon. And what people need to let go of is the past. The plan, the divine plan, sees the opportunity to grow, sees the desired outcome that you are asking for, and it orchestrates it in a way that can define what you can visualize. It's often a much better version of what you want. But as humans, we tend to settle. We settle for what feels safe. We settle for what feels like we can handle, right? Remember, most people quit right before they get to their ultimate goal, their ultimate destiny. Because some people can't handle success. There's some really good books out there about fear of success. There's a book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. There's a lot of literature available to help you understand the dynamics behind the scenes within yourself that prevents you from just getting on the boat and having a clear, smooth sail and seeing the destiny the way you'd love it to be. There's a lot of fear wrapped around success. And for some people, it's the fact that they'd have to show up. For other people, it's they're not good enough or they have imposter syndrome, so who are they to take on a role because they don't really feel successful enough, but all their coworkers or their business partners deem them as an authority. But they inside, within themselves, do not feel like they're an authority. I remember because I was so employed in a way that I had so much freedom. I remember when I was preparing to open the center, the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. This is going to be our 20th year, so we're in our 20th year this year. And I remember looking around and saying, okay, I have to show up here every day. I have to put the key in the door every day. I have to be here. This is my business, but I have to show up. So in my head, I'm going, there's no more footloose, fancy-free little salesperson running around on a whim, calling somebody and going, yes, I'll be right there. Let's go over the details. Or let me explain that to you over lunch. It was none of that. And I remember thinking, am I going to be able to show up here and be able to open the store by a certain time every day without fail and commit? And I did. Now, I at least get to have someone else put the key in the door and open the door. But I remember in the beginning, it was the me show. In I would go. And here was the opportunity to create something powerful and on purpose and intentional and part of a mission. But then there was a part of me that thought, oh, maybe I can't show up in this way because I haven't had to do that in a really long time. Be somewhere every day at the set time. Good Lord, that seemed overwhelming. I had to do it, right? I had to do it for myself. So there was that doubt. Could I handle it? Now, something easy to overcome, yes. Set your alarm, drink your coffee, and get yourself out the door on time. Absolutely, I knew I could. But there was that like, oh, I'm signing up for something that's a real commitment. A real mental, emotional, financial investment. Responsibility. So some of the things we're envisioning that we want, buying a house, responsibility. Getting married, responsibility. We have a partner, having children, responsibility. And some of us, we have fears wrapped around to things we haven't experienced before. And so we kind of rock our own boat, even though we said we wanted that. Even though that's the plan and we're sticking to it, but can we do it? So where in your life are you asking, can I do it? How can I do it? And where are you feeling like life's not going to lead you where you want? Well, we're going to welcome your questions right here on Facebook and YouTube. So be sure to put your questions in the feed. I do want to talk to you. And be sure to be specific in your question. And we love when we hear from you in your comments in Facebook and YouTube on Sarah's Spiritual page. And if you're not following me on Sarah Spiritual on YouTube or Facebook, please do. You'll always know when we're popping on or sharing some information. And we're going to talk to you all on the phone lines and answer your questions at 866-972-7247. I was just on the phone earlier today talking about, well, where are we in the scope of how long we've been doing this radio show and how long we've been talking to people. And every week I go, what show is this? 810 live shows. It's a lot. It's a lot of shows. 810 live shows. That doesn't include the few replays we've had over these past 16, almost 17. We're coming on 17 years real soon. 17 years of shows. So we welcome your phone calls, and we are so appreciative of everyone who supports this show and follows this show and calls in and tells their friends and their family, hey, you have a question? I've got someone who can answer. And the best part is, we're here to give to you. There's no cost exchange here. There's no hard sale. There's just us sitting around all of us who want to grow spiritually, we're just sitting around talking. And your question is someone else's question, I promise you. Because when I talk to people days after the show who come to see me or pop into the center in West Palm, they're like, oh my God, I'm so happy that person asked that question. I'm going through the same thing. I'm like, well, good. I'm glad you got your answer. So you've got a question? Ask your question. 866-972-7247. Toll free 866-972-7247. We're going to go to our phone lines. I've got to go to North Carolina. I have Stephen on the line. Stephen, are you there? Good to connect with you and
Yes.
answer
you
your
hear me?
questions. I do hear you, Stephen. Yes, good to connect.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm in North Carolina, and I've been following spirituality since the 70s and 80s, and I've been following all kinds of paths and coming to one thing after another, and now seems to be synchronicities happening one after the other,
Yes.
because I know I'm following in the right path, and that's my proof of my path.
Correct.
And I know what you talked about, rocking the boat, but at the same time, sometimes it's important to rock the boat and follow the path and see where you're led. And I think we're living in this earth school, and this school is a place where we find the experiences. And I think this is how God teaches us, through the experiences.
Yes, absolutely. And through the lessons. And it's inevitable we're going
Through
to
the
rock
lessons.
the boat, right? Because we all have these areas in our lives, in our life experience, that we have to master. And God said, govern your thoughts
Right.
and emotions, right? And that's how I know God has a sense of humor, because he created an emotional bunch here on earth, right? And gave us all these
Right.
abilities to experience things. And then we have to learn to master ourselves and remain connected to the divine light at all times. Now, there's a challenge. So, of course, we're going to rock the boat. Absolutely. And we're all going to
Right.
have this ability to see who we really are in some of our darkest hours, because that's when, in the stillness and in the darkness, when we can really realize just how powerful and connected we can be, right? And sometimes God allows us to feel like we're drowning for a moment, just so that we can realize within us is the power, right? You had the gift all along, is really what the story is. We have the light inside. It's never outside of us. So, Stephen, how did you hear about the show?
Well, I found this through it kept showing up on my email through other sources, and I saw it on Facebook.
Beautiful.
So I decided I tried to get into the show, and I found it through I tried to find the various links on the different radio stations,
Yeah.
but I found out through YouTube and stuff like that. So I called in,
perfect.
and my next thing in my path is trying to break through between the consciousness and subconsciousness, and
Yes.
find out where that barrier is, and to be conscious of the subconscious.
Yes, the hidden messages underneath the surface, right? The feelings. When I worked with Theo, the Consortium of 12 Archangels, Theo is responsible through the trance channeling of Sheila Gillette. Theo has worked with Esther Hicks, and Esther Hicks was able to channel Abraham because Theo mentored Esther to be able to bring through Abraham. So if you're interested in learning a lot about conscious, subconscious, Theo has some very powerful teachings. You can go to asktheo.com, and there you'll see learn a lot about Sheila Gillette and her husband Marcus and the story behind Theo. And when I worked with Theo, one of the things Theo did is take us to those aspects of self that have become fragmented, right? That subconscious conversation. And Theo refers to them as orphans, where we don't feel good enough or worthy, or there's some trauma that occurred. And the integration process is fascinating when working with Theo. So Many of us are wrestling with those undercurrents, right? That undertow, and we can get swept up into that water, into the murky waters of our subconscious, and we have to master that and recognize that the conscious connection with the universe, the cosmos, the divine, is the flow that we're looking for. But there's always that tug, right? It's kind of like the fish when I was trying to get my grandma's roast beef. You know, it kind of tugs on the line, right? And if it was a bigger fish and I wasn't paying attention, it would have taken this little girl and thrown her in the lake. But lucky for me, it was a little fish, and it was a very jumpy little fish, but, you know, it couldn't bring me down into the depths of the water. But there's so many things in life that literally tug on us so that we can recognize our own buoyancy, our ability to be in the flow and stay in alignment with the waters, no matter where the waters are taking us. So you are embarking upon a very powerful journey at this time. And when I first connected with you, I must say that right with you is Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael's energy surrounds you. And I saw this very strong power of your Indian spirit guide. Your Indian spirit guide brings me to this transformational phase, connecting to you in the energy of approximately age 11. So I don't know where you were living at age 11, but whatever time you spent...
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. So whatever time you spent connecting with people and being outside, and maybe your times when you stepped away from Brooklyn and maybe got to be in a park or some wooded area, right? This is when the Indian Spirit Guide came into the journey to be with you and has been with you, leading the way for you, much like a scout, shows like the leader, the scout that goes out to find where you go next in life. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Indian Spirit Guide didn't ultimately lead you to where you are in the Carolinas now, because I would imagine we're much more rooted in nature, right? So, but how close were you to Junior's Cheesecake is what I want to know, because in Brooklyn, we had Junior's Cheesecake, and that was a good place to go. Pretty close.
Flatbush Avenue, yes.
Yes. So that's a beautiful, beautiful place, and very family orientated, connected. I remember the first time I went to Junior's Cheesecake, I'm like, I might be from Westchester, New York, but girl's coming back here, because that was just a fabulous place to be. Fabulous place. Did you, Steve, before we go, have a question for me? We are greatly appreciative of the share, and most certainly very aligned with what you're saying, and we know our audience most certainly has loved hearing you. Is there a question I could answer for you? Any clarity we require?
Well, the only clarity I need is if there's anything that you have as advice, and you already did that. And I did check Theo.com, and it's actually AskTheo.com.
Correct. AskTheo.com. Correct. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I just found that. So
Yes.
I'm going to look at that.
Yeah.
But
So
I
know that
appreciate
this,
anything you
my
did.
pleasure. What Spirit wants you to know is that this year for you is a powerful year. It is a year for you, Stephen, of healthy boundaries. They want you to be full of self, care for self. It is self-love, self-worth. It is the consciousness of self that we'll explore this year. And boundaries will be important. Who's in the circle, who's not in the circle, who's aligned, who's not aligned. Consider it a year of self-discovery, purpose, and passion. So a new level of self-discovery that leads to a variation of purpose and passion will come to you throughout this year. And your ability to be open-minded, eclectic, and maybe at times a little eccentric in your own way will prove to be very rewarding for you in this year. We trust we've been of service to you, and we hope to hear from you again, or perhaps connect for a personal session that's available on my website.
Thank you.
Love to connect with you. Thanks so much for your call and your input. God bless you. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 866-972-7247. Put your questions on your Facebook feed. Put your questions in YouTube. We definitely want to talk to you. For this minute, we're going to take a brief commercial break, and when we come back, I've got to go to West Palm Beach. We've got to talk to Jasmine. So let's go to break, and then when we come back, we'll go to West Palm. Stay with us. We'll be right back here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Everything
fact, indeed, everything comes when the stars align right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're so glad that you're joining us here all across the nation at 866-972-7247. I sure want to talk to you, and pop in on Facebook. Give me your questions and your comments in Facebook. We'll be going to you in a minute. For this minute, I have to go to West Palm Beach. I got Jasmine on the line. Jasmine, how are you tonight? Good to connect with you.
Moment while I notify the caller.
Oh,
hello.
Jasmine, how are you?
I'm doing fine. You?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Jasmine. Thank you for being on hold. We appreciate that so much. And Jasmine, when I look at this energy, you know, your birthday is going to open up this flow for you to be in a different rhythm. I feel like you feel out of sorts and things are not sturdy or stable the way you'd like them to be. Does that make sense to you, Jasmine?
Yes.
And Jasmine, when I look at this energy, I also feel that financially we want to shift something in our finances as well. I see us wanting to have more money flow. Is that also true, Jasmine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I just started a new job, so yeah, it could be
okay.
that.
Yes. Well, did we start a new job so we could have a better responsibility and make more money?
Yes.
And did we start a new job to get things in a better rhythm? Yes, we did. So I know what I see. I see money coming to you. I see improvement. I see balance. I see order. What is your question for me today, Jasmine?
Well, no, I only ask this question, but most is more on like my love life.
Great. What's the question, Jasmine?
I guess what's next for me in love, because I did. Oh, I'm be honest. Well, I did reconnected with.
Let me go back. Let me go back for you, okay? Let me go back in time for a minute before you share that. I want to hear exactly what you have to say, but Spirit's talking, and I want to honor Spirit.
Okay.
Spirit's taking me back to 2023,
okay.
And 2023 was a challenging time for you personally and in relationship. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the person of 2023, is that the person who's come back now?
Yes.
How'd I know? Oh, good God. Now, leopard did not change their spots, girlfriend. So what is the question?
That's the question. Like, I wanted to know, like,
yeah.
I don't know, because I reconnected with this person. Thank you. I reconnected with them, but I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I can say it's the power dynamic change, or it's just that I don't feel the same. Like, we connected, but I don't feel like a person has power over me. You know how sometimes you get in a relationship and you put a person on the pedestal, but I don't feel that way. This way, it's like more of me versus them.
What is their birthday? Not their name, but their birthday, please.
5/21/1985.
Okay. So they're going through a metamorphosis this year. There's a lot of changes that they have to encounter. So they're kind of taking a strong look back in their life, really looking back at their life since 2017 and the changes that they've had to make over time and the things that have been uncomfortable for them. And now they're ready to make a move in their life, and they're ready to have connection, but they're also ready to advance themselves for some type of work business. And I feel like that has been a weak spot for them. Their ability to make money and be consistent in a particular way has not been the way they wanted it to. So this is the big shift for them this year, is really about finances, not about relationship as much, because they need to get themselves together. And so this is a breakdown to make back up where they've been. If you're not feeling the same, it's because you have your guard up and you have to trust your intuition. Your intuition is telling you, well, the leopard probably didn't change their spots. This step backwards is not in your best interest. This person runs hot and cold. Wishy-washy is the word I get from them. Although they like to act like they're the great and powerful Oz, they are not. And so it's just a reconnect of something that's familiar, but not something that's going to advance you. Now, as I move you forward through this year and I take you into the fall month of October, November, this is when I feel the energy gets very conducive for you creating a love relationship with someone to be a partner. So I feel like at that point, there are more candidates, more people in the flow for you to say, hey, this feels more aligned to where I am. Because you have covered quite a bit in your life and you have become very accomplished in moving yourself forward. It took a lot for you to get yourself to where you are. Is that correct, Jasmine?
Correct.
And now you're not so sure that you want to take a step back to cater to someone else. And that's a good feeling to have. We don't step back. We step up and we move forward. Right? And you've got to pay attention.
Yes.
You've got to pay attention. You have to really pay attention to everything going on. And I know this person, born on May 21st, is going to tell on themselves, and you're going to be like, oh, there it is, right? There's what still has not shifted. And I feel like part of you wants to hang in there to see where it is, but it's not good use of your time, all right? There is someone else coming. It's up to you what you do. You have free will. This person is just a flashback from the past. Not even quite a blast from the past, because I don't see there was anything so blastful then. But here we are. We are revisiting it so that we can close the door once and for all. Trust that the universe has a partner for you. Trust that all is going to work out. Get in better alignment and abundantly better for you, particularly in your financial area. And this new job should offer you some challenges and opportunity to grow. And this will be very supportive of the life that you wish to create. And when I move you forward and I take you into the energy of 2028, this is where I see you in like a new community. I feel like we have moved. We are ideally with our partner. This is what I see. So we are getting ready to be with our person and be laying down roots for a future. So stay true to yourself and all will work out, Jasmine. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jasmine, how did you hear about the show?
Have a good one. I done been to your shop a couple of times. I'm in Florida. So I done been to your West Farm. So I done been to your shop a couple of times. And I done been on here, I think probably like once. It's probably my second time on here. But I done been on here before.
Well, we appreciate
so I
it.
just Googled one day like a spiritual store and came up with you, and ever since then I just been connected to that store.
Well, we appreciate your patronage and following us, and we're glad you enjoy the center. We love the energy that we're able to create there, and thank you for the following. We appreciate you. Have a great night. Bye for now.
You too.
Bye. 866-972-7247. We're going to go back to our phone lines, and from West Palm Beach, I got to go to Georgia. When I go to Georgia, I got to go to Nita. I got Nita in Georgia and Nita in Georgia. How are you tonight? Let's see how you're doing.
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Nita. Have you called the the show before?
I have. I've called the show before, and you've given me some very wonderful spiritual advice that I just greatly appreciate.
Well, my pleasure to be of service to you. And this year represents open pathway for you, open doorway for you, clearing out the deck. I feel that you've been through a series of shifts and changes coming from 2025 into 2026. A lot of movement around you. And we are ready to manifest kind of like a new sense of beginning. Is this correct, Nita?
That's absolutely correct, yes.
Yes. And my guides tell me that you have been still and faithful and waiting on divine guidance is something else that you've been being very mindful of. Is that also true?
Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah. Prayer and meditation. Have you been fasting?
God, I don't want it.
Have you been fasting as well?
I don't know if I would say fasting, but I definitely have started to work out, be more mindful of my diet, and trying to get in more better shape.
Beautiful, beautiful.
But
because
not
when we
necessarily just
take better care of ourselves,
Yeah.
right? It'll be a better flow of the body, right, if we're not weighed down. So this movement that I see around you is I also feel like I feel like you're settled in Georgia where you are for now, but I feel like there's a next step.
Right.
There's a move. Is there a move that you were contemplating making within the next 9 months or so? Is there an idea we want to move to another spot?
Well, I've been praying to get another federal career offer, and a move is something that I'm not opposed to.
Okay,
if
great.
that offer, happens.
So this is the year that we can make those changes, create a new position. We know in the federal lineup, things are a little changing here and there. So
Thank you right now.
yeah,
Right.
it's a little up and down. I have a lot of clients who are employed by the federal government, and there's a lot of moving pieces, right? So people aren't sure where they're going to end up. But as they move pieces, and some people kind of slide off the board of life, we're going to see more people open up spots. And so you ask for what you want, write it down, and your dialogue is going to go like this. I am the woman who is in this position, and you write the position that you'd like, doing these tasks, being paid this amount in this city, state, or town that I desire. And you write it down.
Okay.
And then you pray on it. And I would put it in a safe spiritual spot for yourself and reflect on it, pray on it, visualize it. And don't look at it like, oh, did you hear me, God? Because God heard you the first time. God doesn't need us to repeat the story. Say, oh, here it is. This is what I desire. And when you read it again, it's not like, oh, I really hope you do this for me, God. It's, wow. Thank you, God, for this new position, because yes, I am the woman who has this new position in the government, and I'm doing this, and I'm so grateful for the paycheck that gives me this and affords me the ability to move and have freedom financially and flexibility, and I am the woman who is creating this through your authority, God, that resides within me. And then next day, you say it again. And the next day, you say it again. And you build the momentum, Nikita, in the energy. So, Nita, the energy will move you forward and begin to propel you closer to that outcome. So something, when you least expect it, will just open. Kind of like Moses parting the sea, right? Just be like, oh, everybody move aside. Here she comes.
Amen. I believe that. I truly believe that. Which actually leads to my question. What I was calling about too is my love life. Like, do you see like a partner coming anytime soon? Because I am praying for, like you said, divine guidance. I do know I do have choices, but I want what God wants for me, not necessarily who I think I want. I want the right person this time.
Well, we have to pray for discernment, right? The ability to discern, because I cannot tell you how many people have bounced into my center, sat across, and like, God gave me exactly what I wanted. And I'm like, are you sure that was from God? Because from what I'm seeing, looks a little cloudy here, right? So it happens, right? Because we need the spirit of discernment. This year, as we embark upon this new cycle for you, this new period of time, consider this as the way to pave the way to the partner. I feel like the person that's meant to be with you is getting ready to be with you, and the timing is not ready yet. So you say every day when you walk out your door, I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. What are we doing? We're programming the energy. Next day, skip into your car. I don't know where, I don't know when, but today's the day true love comes my way. And don't go into the house at night and go, well, where was it, God? Right? No, it doesn't matter. Because as you're saying, I just know that there's somebody there for me that's meant to be mine, that God has chosen for me. Someone else is sitting there going, I really hope I meet someone who's really nice and wholesome and faithful and dedicated and hardworking and responsible and is going to love me. And they're asking for all the same things you are. And then your paths will cross.
Cross.
Okay? It always opens up. And don't underestimate the power of the grocery store. I have a lot of love stories that happen right there in the fruit aisle, honey. So don't even think it's not possible. Right?
The power of the grocery store. Okay.
Yeah, because I tell people, do not show up in the grocery store with your hair a hot mess.
Now I gotta do my hair now because I'll go to the grocery store in a minute with.
Yeah. Well, you just never know.
In and out.
Right. Well, that's the goal, but you never know who you're going to meet, right? My mother used to say, what if you meet that old boyfriend that, you wouldn't want them to see you look like a hot mess. You want them to go like, wow, I missed that. Gosh darn, I missed out.
True.
So you have to put that energy out there, and thank God for big sunglasses, right? You can really cover up a lot. Just put your sunglasses on, throw on some lip color, and slick back your hair, and you're good. Trust the process, honey. All right. It is going to be a year of opening up for these possibilities. Be specific as to what you want. And if you have not written down what you want in a partner, 100 qualities of a partner. So write down. You want them kind, honest, loyal, hardworking, enjoys the holidays, loves family, everything that's important to you. And write it on a piece of paper. Don't write it on your phone, nothing electronic. We need to take that paper, we need to put it in our wallet, and we need to carry it with us. Mm-hmm. Why do we carry it with us? Because that becomes the magnet, the beacon of light, seeking out the light that matches it.
Okay. Wow, thank you.
You're welcome, Nita. We are so glad to connect with you, and keep us posted on the progress.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks again, and God bless you.
God bless you. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We want to start loading our questions on Facebook and see who we've got on Facebook and what we've got going on. And while we're doing that, we're going to get to our phone lines. And from Georgia, I've got to get to West Palm Beach. And in West Palm Beach, I've got Danielle. Danielle, how are you tonight?
I'm a little stressed, to be honest.
Oh, no. Well, we don't want you
Sarah?
stressed. Good. And
Yeah.
I hear a puppy in the background, too. Is there a dog there?
Yes, this is Ryder. He wants to say hello as well.
Well, hi, Ryder. How are you? We actually have dogs that watch my show on the television. Thank you, Ryder. Right? I have a whole puppy fan club. I want everybody to know.
Said, go, Sarah.
Yes. They sit there and they
Sweetheart.
watch the show.
He's my buddy.
Your buddy. Well, Danielle.
Yes, he listens.
I look at this energy and I say, all right, transitions, change, art of surrender. What's your question here? I feel like you are going in circles right now, Danielle. What's the question for us?
Yeah. Well, I talk a lot in the open. I'm in my parents' home, and I write directly to my mother in particular, my parents,
Yes.
as I look at their photo, and I just really wanted to know my mother is around. Does she hear me? Does she have any message for me? Does she hear what I say?
And you talk to her, but there's, is there three pictures next to each other or three pictures in a frame, please?
Mm-hmm.
Connected to her, okay? Because she's showing me like three pictures close together, and it's almost like that's a focal point of connection and conversation. Does that make sense to you? Does it include your parents, but also you and someone else, please?
Yes.
Okay. Because this is where she takes me. She takes me to the spot in the house where these three pictures are together in what appears to be like a set frame.
Mm-hmm.
And she is with you. And she takes me to you. It's almost like you have this nervous energy. You're pacing back and forth, Danielle, or you can't stay still.
Yeah.
What is this correct, please?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
And she talks about the restless night, waking up in the middle of the night. Is that also true? Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And so mom and dad passed. Did dad pass first, please?
No, Mom did.
Mom passed first.
Yes.
So dad's talking to me about something about music. So do you have an old, yes, it looks like where they used to play their music, please? Do you have something left of their music?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
And they used to love to play that and listen to that, please?
Yes.
Yeah. So dad is very connected to the music in this house, in this energy. So when you play some of their old songs, it brings them close to you.
Yes, sometimes I hear a song and it just like, that's my dad. I feel like he put that song in the car or in the house. Yeah. Wow.
And your family, your parents, they have some beautiful music they used to listen to from like the 50s and the 60s, right? And I hear that music in the background, right? God.
Yes.
Glenn Miller? What? What is that? What is that? Glenn Miller.
Glenn Miller Band.
Glenn Miller Band. Okay, so I don't know. Whoever Glenn Miller is that they're talking about. So I hear that energy here, but I'm also hearing this beautiful type energy of like the era of Frank Sinatra and all of that energy, that type of music that your dad loved, right? And I hear that here.
Yes. Saturday
when
with
the
Sinatra.
Shark bites, da na na na. Right. So I've got that here, and
absolutely
all of that energy's around. So know that they're with you. They're hearing you. They want you to be calm, because I feel as if it's causing your pressure, your blood pressure. You're creating some anxiety within yourself. You feel like you're overwhelmed, almost like you're drowning, right?
Yep.
And you're not going to drown. You're not going to drown. Yeah. Stop rocking the boat. It's not going over. You're going to make it. Everything's going to be fine. And I'm also being shown that we're sorting through things. Are there things of your parents that you're still kind of trying to decide what we're going to do with or keep, or how we're going to package? Have you been moving things around in the house? I just feel like things have been moved in the house recently, not just
in their home.
When they pass. Yes, in their home.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes, I have. I have replaced things, moved things. Yes, I have.
Yes, okay. And I also see a little strife between you and someone else connected in the family. Is that also true, Danielle?
A strife.
Difficulty, disagreement. We're not on the same page with someone connected in family, please. This is what I'm hearing.
I mean, yes, I'm just not quite certain as to who they're referring to. Is it on my father's side, my mother's side?
Female energy.
Or
female energy.
I have a feeling it's my father's sister.
Okay.
If I'm
yeah, I know it's female
way,
energy. Feels like someone from their age group, like they feel like you're holding back something or something. I don't know. Like there's some buried treasure underneath the house. Like lighten up, lady. Like she's got a lot of demands that she likes to make, right? Okay. So
my mother.
No, the sister of your father, right? Very demanding woman here. So
her personality or persona.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes, that's her persona.
Yeah, I
yes,
don't really
absolutely.
I'll be honest, I don't have any relationship if that's his sister. To me it's like nor here nor there.
Yes, but she has
I'm really focused on my go ahead.
movement forward, but she's got a lot of angst towards the passing and how things were handled. This is just how she presents herself, all right? So just know that that's there in the energy for you, all right? So just the less you ever talk to her, the better would be for you in this journey. What is the burning question for
Okay.
us here? We have just another minute before we go to commercial.
Okay. Well, I'm currently in a divorce situation, and
Yes.
Our marital home is going up for sale as we speak. So I'm just a little nervous on that, how that's going to, what's going to happen there. And I'm just hoping for the best outcome sooner than later, and with, overall. And
Something about Danielle,
just want to know that
July
yeah.
seems to be when things get really moving with this here. So it'll take a little time. July, your ex can only hide and do so much. So, the sale is the sale, and what is meant to be is meant to be. So, we know that the law, even though your ex may be creative in how he tries to stretch the law is the law. So I want you to trust that this will sell, and we want to sell to, a reasonable offer. I feel like he could try to make that a little difficult in getting that accomplished. But in the end, it benefits both of you to get it done. So, because he can be a little pompous, a little greedy, a little over the top. Your ex, correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's my biggest frustration and my source of all of this.
Okay.
Yes,
but we're not going to give
absolutely.
him power. Okay. It is almost over. We're going to get through this. Coming out of this year, we should be able to sign on the dotted line and be done with this story. So trust that the universe has your back, all right? I know he's trying to drag it out almost like Chinese water torture. So we're going to just trust that, okay?
Okay, as long as my parents are supporting and
they're supporting
helping
you.
me.
They
that
are
I
with
know
you.
that I know.
They are with you.
Thank you.
They worked hard for everything they had and accomplished, and they want to see you come out all right. All right? All right.
Oh, as long as I have everybody on my side, especially God, then I'm feeling more secure. And I appreciate
you always
it.
have God on your side, for sure. All right, my dear. Thank you so much for calling, listening to the show.
Thank you,
I
Sarah.
greatly appreciate you. God bless you.
Take
Keep us
care, and I
posted.
appreciate you. You're amazing. Really. Thank you
Bye
so
for now.
much.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
866-972-7247. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to pop on over to Facebook and YouTube, so get those questions lined up. We're starting with you first, and then we're going to go back to our phone lines. And I've got someone calling in to talk about a special event that we're going to be a part of, so stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's a light that shines down upon me, and there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach and in Martin County on 1450 WSTU Stewart. Broadcasting from the H2 Ocean Studios. Your natural sea mineral-based healing product since 2001. Burns, cuts, dry eyes, oral care, hair care, reef-safe sun care, and even pet care. H2 Ocean has you covered. Online at h2ocean.com. That's h2ocean.com. We are South Florida's home for the true oldies channel.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-9282 0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guest alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
Welcome back to the next hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussion to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect to the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and you can share the love and light.
That opens doors for Oh, there's a light. Oh, there's a light. Open up in everyone. Can you feel it? There's a light to change the world. Won't you be a part of the light? Oh, love, it is the answer now, and we can see love.
Yes, indeed. There's a light right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, all across the nation. And we welcome your phone calls at 866-972-7247. I have to visit my friends on Facebook and YouTube. We need to take a look and see what's going on our friends from Facebook and YouTube. See who's got a comment, who's got a question. I got to go there. We got to see who's been talking. I have been so busy talking to everyone on the phone. I didn't even check my Facebook page right here, but I know we've got some people and everybody's talking. So we're going to take a moment and have them pull up a question for me as I begin to pull up this energy of our connections here on Facebook. We have Anne Swantek, and she says, any messages from my spirits, my birthday, April 6th, anything they want me to know. So Anne, here's the interesting thing about where you are in this journey. It's really about you being true to yourself, stepping into your inner knowing, trusting that the universe is guiding you, knowing that the angels are with you. Feel like we have a lot of conversations going on with the angels, and that you're seeking Spirit's guidance because you also talk to Spirit. Spirit's always with you, always there beside you. I feel like this year brings some financial, the word they give me is reprieve, financial wellness for you. So trust the opportunity that comes before you for some financial wellness this year. Since your birthday just came, know that this is going to be a powerful year for you. So transition is key, power is key, money is key, and connection is going to be imperative so that you know how to move and when to move so that everything comes to you exactly as God desires. All right, we're going to go to our Facebook page again and see who else we've got on Facebook and YouTube. Before we go to our phone lines, we've got Mark Daniel Potts. So Mark Daniel Potts says, hey, what do the spirits have to tell me about business, and what time frame can I expect because of my own not needing my, I can't quite read the last little bit of it all. But what I'm seeing here for you, Mark, is he doesn't want to have this, W-2. Can I expect from not needing my W-2 job? So Mark, I know that you're building a business, and we've been trying to work on this for a little while, is what Spirit is making me aware of. And when I spin back 2 years ago, Spirit shows me 2 years ago there was some transition and change in work, and you had this ability to realize there's more for you. So I feel like we kind of started on this work journey for yourself back starting 2 years ago because you want to make a change. Not needing your W-2, there's a few things that we have to check off on the box so that we can accomplish things in the physical world. So this year puts you in a better alignment, puts you in better connection, seeing you building a side business of this business so that you can really build brand and business connections. Then when I take you into 2027, this is when you can begin to break free. Things are going to open up for you. You're going to trust that the universe is going to guide you and bring you all the right people to support your business. When we work on supporting business, know that connections with people and making sure that you always get a referral from the people that you work for is going to be really powerful for you. We thank you, Mark, for your question, and know that things really start happening coming into 2027. For now, we're going to build business, build brand, and set the intention that we are going to let go of everything that is holding us back so that we can use our free time to build business and eventually step away from that W-2 and that day-to-day rat race. Thanks so much, Mark, for your Facebook question. We're going to take one more from Facebook or YouTube before we go back to our phone lines. They're popping me over to the phone line. So let me go back to the phone lines. I've got to go to Jessica. And Jessica is in North Palm Beach. Jessica, how are you doing tonight? Good to have you here, Jessica. Are you there? All right. Well, perhaps we seem to have lost Jessica. So we'll give her a minute to kind of connect. But we had Jessica in North Palm Beach. So I don't know if she's got us on hold. I'm coming to find that people have us on hold and then they forget they have us on hold and off they go. So hopefully we'll get Jessica in North Palm Beach back for us. Well, while we let the phone lines get themselves all sorted out with Jessica, I've got a very special guest joining me. And I've got some interesting things that have been happening. You know, at the center, we host a lot of events. And we happen to have had a sound bowl healing. And I was blessed with wonderful people who came to the sound bowl healing and meditation that we did at the Expedito Enlightenment Center. And we did some chakra dancing with Margot Smith, who is our chakra dance teacher. And we had just a grand old time. So a few weeks later, my phone rings. I get an email first and says, "Hey, we're putting together an event." I'm like, "You are?" I said, "Yes." So I got an email from Amy Constantino. And Constantino Amy says to me, "Hey, Sarah Spiritual, I've got an event I'm putting together that is going to be a very powerful event that is here to empower women and give them the opportunity to exhale and just relax and tune in, unwind, recharge, to open up to the freedom of who they really are and get in tune with their inner knowing, their inner goddess, their inner beauty." And she gave me all the details and she said, "You want in?" And I said, "Oh yeah, put me in." So Amy Constantino is putting together, in conjunction with Lunar Journey and Retreats, Lunar Journeys and Retreats, she's putting together this fabulous all-day event on Sunday, May 17th. And so I'm going to pop on and grab Amy for us, and we want to hear from Amy and hear all about this upcoming event on May 17th. I know I'm going to have a great time being a part of it, and we want all the details so that everyone listening knows where to register. Amy, how are you tonight?
I am doing so wonderful, Sarah. Thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. So glad to have you here.
Yes, and I also have Lauren Carey with Ballet Florida here with me. We're actually here together. We've at the studio. We're at the location in Ballet, Florida. Say hi,
Well,
Lauren.
Hi, how are you? Good to have you here. Thank you for joining us. So I'm so excited to be a part of this fabulous event that is going to really allow us to reset and regroup, rejuvenate our energy. This wonderful Sunday Exhale session, an all-day event. Ladies, tell us about this event.
So Lauren and I met, and we've been dancers for years, and Lauren is the director of Ballet Florida in beautiful West Palm Beach at the Philanthropy Center downtown. And I'm lucky enough to be one of the instructors here at Ballet Florida. And so I've been working with Lauren forever. And one of the wonderful things about the space here at Ballet Florida is there's lots of room to do some wonderful things. And I started to go on a journey, which is why I named the business Lunara Journeys and Retreats. And I started doing some healing events that were local in the community. And I met so many wonderful people, including you and Margot, and thought what a wonderful opportunity to bring all these wonderful people together to put on a full day event to help all of us reset, retreat, reconnect, empower ourselves, and become better. And Ballet Florida and I'll let Lauren just tell a little bit about what she's going to be doing at the retreat in the morning for us.
Yeah,
Great.
So we're so excited to welcome, new people into our space. We are a dance facility, but it's always so nice to have other bodies who move in different ways and aren't necessarily dancers join us for a new opportunity that we're offering here at Ballet Florida. So I'm going to be teaching a little grounding and heart-opening yoga to kind of kick off the day. My background is, of course, dance, but I'm also a yoga instructor, and it's been a big part of my life as a dancer, finding my own peace outside of dance movement. So I'm excited to share that with everybody.
Sounds very exciting.
It's part of the day. It's part of the day. We also have some other really great people. Sophia Dracu is going to be joining us with a ground healing and gong meditation. We're providing lunch to all of the participants. We have a therapist, Vincent Cosentino, coming in to talk about CBT exercises and lecturing us. He's a licensed mental health counselor. We also have Dr. Gandhi coming in to help us talk about how we can heal our bodies through nutrition. And of course, we have you, Sarah, coming to do an empowerment meditation for us, and also Margot Smith, our chakra dancer, to help us balance our chakras. So we are so excited to have everybody join us on May 17th, 2026. You can register straight away at the Ballet Florida website, which is balletflorida.org. And we have a special treat for your listeners today. We are offering a 20% discount for your listeners that come and join us on the retreat and register at balletflorida.org by entering in code EXHALE, all capital letters, EXHALE. You will get a 20% discount on the price for the full day. And again, it includes our a lunch. It's going to include a cacao ceremony. We're going to do a little elixir to send everybody off at the end of our day together. And it's going to be such a beautiful event. We hope that you guys will join us.
I know that we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be very interested in this, because so many have expressed that they're just tapped out, stressed out. There's no time for themselves, and all they have to do is give themselves permission to have a day to experience all these fabulous exercises, to explore their peace, their inner knowing, their flexibility, their oneness with the divine, the grounding energy, and just enjoy the movement and the camaraderie of those who are in this desired state to be more aligned with spirit and allow the spiritual energy to be their guiding light in all they do. And if we can all learn to center ourselves and ground ourselves a bit more and be in the flow, well, things would be so much easier for all of us. The show tonight, we are talking about Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat, which is a song from Guys and Dolls, right? But it's we all tend to get caught up in our insecurities and our egos and our fears, and God has us in this beautiful path that opens up the doorway to what comes next, and we're just supposed to be sailing along and try to paddle and avoid maybe some rocks along the way, but it's all mapped out for us. And being able to surrender with beautiful individuals such as yourselves at Ballet Florida and just relax and be one with the feminine energy and this guidance that'll be offered, I know is going to be spectacular. If I may ask, Amy, how did this come about? What birthed this vision for you?
Well, life has a funny way of not always going as we plan. And I had experienced just, an overwhelming amount of stress between my work and my personal life. And I actually went on a retreat. This was last August. And I had never done any sound healing before. I didn't even know what it was. And I was gone for an entire weekend up in North Carolina. And when I came back, I mean, it was like I was a whole new person. I totally reset my nervous system and felt like a whole new person. And I said, I got to find more of this here in Palm Beach County, because I can't go to North Carolina every time I need a nervous system reset. And I just started meeting all different kinds of people. And I started tapping into all these beautiful resources that we have in Palm Beach County. And I talked to Lauren about yoga and her journey. And we kind of sat down and collaborated this, and exactly how we would pull in all these beautiful things to make a wonderful event here, so that you don't have to go away. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on airfare. You can come to Ballet Florida for a full day and feel like you've been gone for a week in Fiji, or even better than that. I mean, so that's really kind of how it came about. And when it hit me, and it was the night of a lunar eclipse. And so that's why I named my part of the partnership Lunara Journeys and Retreats. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So Lauren's learned something new about how that came about.
Yeah, there's always that catalyst for change that asks us to dig deeper, right? We identify who we believe ourselves to be, and we move forward in that direction. And then there's always that twist that says, oh, but you're so much more than who you've given yourself permission to be, right? And there's nothing better than the arts to get you in alignment and flow and teach you to open up, because anyone who's been in the arts, whether it's the music, dance, we're always asked to stretch and be someone different every time we show up, because we have to lose ourselves in the music or in a character. And so as we learn to stretch that way in the arts, we find that it's not that different than spirituality. Spirituality just asks that you be true to yourself and go with the flow and trust. And I would imagine if we're dancing and our partner throws us in the air, we have our technique, but we do have to trust that they're going to remember to do what they need to do to catch us, right? So it's trusting the process, right? And trusting all that we've put in, that the universe will support us. Well, I'm so excited to be a part of this experience and really express the divine energy with all of you. Tell everyone where to go, please, again, to register so that they can log in.
Yes. So balletflorida.org, BALLET, Florida, FLORID.org. And if you look at the Ballet Florida website, there's an events tab at the very, very tippy top on the left-hand side. And if you hit that, you can log in, and you will see the program there, and you can register directly through the site. And if you type in exhale, all caps, you get a discount of 20% off. So we're offering that to your listeners. Again, balletflorida.org.
Beautiful. Well, I know it's going to be a great success. I look forward to partaking in this wonderful celebration of community and relaxation and reflection with all of you. And I encourage everyone to go to balletflorida.org and register so that you can be a part of this fabulous event. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us here this evening, and we will spread the word. And I will see you on May 17th for our beautiful Sunday Exhale session retreat that we are going to be a part of. Thank you so much. We are going to see you all there on the 17th, and I want so much for everyone to share in this experience. I know that there's probably a limited connection of people that are allowed to participate, so please go to this fabulous event, and it's presented by Lunara Journeys and Retreats. And we're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And then when we'll come back, we will give that address for you one more time so that you could write that down. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are back here live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah all across the nation at 866-972-7247. And we're so glad to be connecting with all of you all across the nation. Do hope you join us for this fabulous event that I'm going to be a part of on May 17th. And Lunara Journeys and Retreats.com. And you can go to the beautiful energy of the Florida Ballet.org and register there as well so that you can connect there, and be sure to include the code in capital letters EXHALE, because that will get you your discount for being one of our listeners here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. So Ballet Florida, and we welcome all of you here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah to join us here and be a part of this experience. I'm so glad that we've had this opportunity to talk, and we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247, and we are going to try to get to Jessica in North Palm. We were trying to catch her before. Let's see if we've got Jessica in North Palm with us. Jessica, how are you tonight?
Getting attacked by a spider while my phone kept freezing.
Oh, your phone kept freezing.
On the phone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it said like I was still connected, but it was dead quiet. And then I was turning the radio on. I was like, oh my gosh, she's trying to get to me, and nobody can hear me.
Nobody can hear you, right? So I was like, hello, Jessica. Jessica, come in. I'm so glad we were able to connect with you. Yes, fabulous. So glad to get you. We are so happy that we are here to connect with all of our listeners here, and we're glad we were able to get you on the phone, Miss Jessica. So Jessica, let's see here. What is the question that you have for us as the journey continues in your life here?
Well, I feel like now I got in a car accident like yesterday. I have like really bad pains. And
oh, no.
It's like causing me to not be able to leave the house and stuff.
Yes.
And it looks like I just had the car accident. When I had the car accident, even though I hit my face against the windshield, it was just swollen. But now it like has broken capillaries and my teeth look messed up. It's really strange. But I also wanted to ask you about the last time you said that there's a relationship coming in like near the end of the year. And then you've also told me that money was coming my way, and I didn't know if the two were related.
Great questioning. First of all, we ask the healing angels to work with you and bring you healing. Most certainly so sad to hear that you had a accident. That's most certainly not a place somebody wants to be, right in the middle of an accident, and most certainly have damage in our face. But I know that you'll be able to heal. You'll get the proper help. And this will take a little time. So be gracious with yourself. When I look at the energy, and I look at the energy as to what's coming for you as far as love and money, you know, I see here that this year is also going to help define purpose, right? What is the purpose of your life? And I feel like you've been twisted and turned so many times. You're like, why am I even here? Everything seems to get complicated. Every time you take 2 steps forward, Jessica, something starts to kind of disrupt you. And so when I look at this energy, I see that money and the person that you're meeting are not connected. Money has to do with an opportunity that's going to come to you. And I know you've been trying to get yourself settled, get yourself in a better state of health besides having this accident, and trying to feel more rested. And once the body and the health align better, you'll be able to create some opportunity for yourself that will generate money. So I see money coming to you. As far as partnership, we have someone that we will be meeting. Again, no one that you know, someone coming to... Say that again, Jessica. All right. For some reason, Jessica's phone must have just kind of hit a dark spot there, because I am not getting anything from her. But I'm sure she'll be able to listen to this in the playback. So I do see that it's no one that you know, Jessica, that is going to be connecting with you. I see it as someone new coming into the horizon later on as the year unfolds. So, Jessica in North Palm Beach, we thank you for your call. And really, I just sounded like you just lost connection and hit a dead spot in your house. But we appreciate your call, and we look forward to talking to you again. Now we're going to go to New York. I have Sarah in New York. Sarah, how are you tonight?
Hello, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, Sarah. Good to make this connection with you again. And as I look at the energy around you, I really feel like you're ready to carve out a new pathway for yourself. You're ready to claim your independence. You really want to feel financially more in a flow, a better rhythm. We are looking to create movement in our partnership, our love relationship, and in business. Is this correct, please, Sarah?
Yes, it is.
And when I see that around you, my guides tell me that, you know, there's a lot of creative juices that are flowing for you right now, and these creative juices are giving you great ideas, and, you know, you never know unless you try. So do not dismiss any idea. Be open to all ideas that come to you so that you can allow that creativity to help you brand and create the products that you feel confident in that will build a following and a business for you. What is it that you are creating now? Because I feel like you just started to delve into a few new things. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, and I'm like really excited about it, and I want to keep going forward with it.
Great. So tell us what did you create?
The main thing I've been doing is starting a little home bakery, and then I was thinking about doing some little crafts too, like making bookmarks and buttons and like little things like that to start.
Beautiful, beautiful. And these baked items, they are kind of whimsical and fun. Is that correct?
Yep. I'm trying to learn how to get better at it.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I do feel that this is something that's going to grow for you and is going to be something that you're going to find most rewarding. Not just financially, but emotionally. I feel like you needed this to kind of take you out of feeling kind of stuck and stagnant, and even kind of melancholy is the word Spirit gives me. Spirit talks to me about your feeling as if you are kind of weighed down, right? And, you know, just so much from the past, and you're trying to move forward. Please know that your mother steps forward for you, please. She makes me aware of the summer being an important time in your family's life. Is someone else besides you have a birthday or some kind of significant holiday in the summer, please, Sarah?
My fiance, his birthday is in July.
He's in July, okay. Because Mom's talking to me about significant birthday or holiday connected to family. So that is your fiance's birthday. Fabulous. So know that she's there looking after you, being there with you to protect you. And was there something going on with the dog? Who has a dog, please?
We do. We have 2 dogs.
Okay. And was one of the dogs having problems? Were they not feeling well there for a little bit, and now they're better?
Yeah, last week, actually, they were both not feeling too good.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. They must have got like the puppy flu or something. I don't know. But Mom makes me aware that the dogs weren't feeling well, or the dog, she was showing me one dog, and made me feel as if you guys were a little concerned and didn't know really what to do. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe they got into and ate something they shouldn't have. Is that possible?
Yeah, they like to eat stuff outside all the time.
Okay, little beggars that they are, right? They're just running around going, please feed me, right? They're like, oh, I think I see a scrap of bread on the floor. Let me take it. But I do see that they're in better health now. But Mom made me feel that there was a problem with one of the dogs, and this was a cause of concern. So know that she's with you every step of the way. I feel that you talk to both your parents regularly. Is that also true?
Yep. It's my dad's birthday tomorrow,
April.
And he always gives me signs through his song. Yeah, so I was like wondering if he has anything to say too.
No, he definitely is present in there, but Mom's kind of in your business, so to speak. But I think that's what Mom would do. Okay. If I could judge your mom's personality from Earth. And so Dad did tell me April before you said it's tomorrow, so I already know that April this month is important to him. And they're sorry they had to leave you so soon. I know you thought you were going to have them longer period of time in your life, but they're sorry they had to leave you so soon, but they are with you in spirit and energy, Sarah, so know that you're not alone. And I do see a trip coming for you as well. So did you and your fiance plan on taking a trip in these next 3 months, please? Is there somewhere we were thinking of going?
We were thinking of maybe, like, possibly coming down to Florida to go to Disney and stuff. We just weren't sure if we were able to yet.
All right. You'll decide, but there's a strong possibility that in the next 3 months you'll be hanging out with Mickey Mouse, because I do see a trip as possible. So sell those baked goods and get yourself on track so that you can make that happen for yourself.
Yay, that's exciting.
And Sarah, what is your main question for me before we go tonight?
That was, I think you had basically summed it up. I was just wanting to know, am I going in the right direction? Like, and if there was any plans of me and my fiance moving out within the next year, maybe.
What is his birthday, please?
July 2nd, 1993.
2028 really makes it easier for you to move. 2027, we may not be completely there yet, because I feel like we have other plans and things we have to accomplish first before we make the move. All right?
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Sarah, for your call. And I don't know, ship us some baked goods, please. We want some. All right. Thank you so much, Sarah. God bless you. And we look forward to connecting with you again. And keep those puppies in your yard and make sure they're not picking up any scraps they're not supposed to. All right. Bye for now.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
You too. Bye for now. 866-972-7247. We're going to take a brief moment to hear from our sponsors real quick. And keep your questions and comments going on Facebook. And then when we come back from our commercial break, we are going to connect with Susan in Fort Lauderdale. So stay with us, everyone. Susan, don't hang up. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me? Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 866-9-SARAHS. That's 866-972-7247.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
You are listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual, at 866-9-SARAHS. That's toll free, 866-972-7247. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Have you heard me? Have you seen me? Do you know my voice? I am Sarah Spiritual, and we're so glad to be connecting with all of you all across the nation here every Wednesday night from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and on Facebook and YouTube as well. So visit us on Facebook and YouTube on Sarah Spiritual. Pop over to my Instagram page, Sarah Spiritual, and we're going to go back to our phone lines at 866-972-7247. And I want to talk to Susan in Fort Lauderdale. Susan, how are you tonight?
Hi, doing very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to make this connection with you, Susan. Susan, how did you hear about the show?
Well, I was on the radio, in my car on the radio, and you popped up some time ago. And so I've been enjoying you since.
Well, we appreciate that. And, you know, I just love when I pop up, right? It's just such a cool thing. When you're just in the car and all of a sudden we just pop in. And that's my favorite story because I feel like the universe brings us all together that way, you know, in the frequency and the energy. And when you least expect it, there's something that everybody needs to hear. So thank you so much for following the prompting and continuing to listen. We appreciate that, Susan. And Susan, as I look at the energy of your birthday, the first thing Spirit makes me aware of is it's really important that you stay centered in yourself and stay in alignment, because I feel like you are asking some big questions like what's next in life, where do I place my value? What's most important to me? You know, there's got to be more than the day-to-day activities of life. And I feel like you've been kind of on this journey yourself of digging down a little deeper and kind of reflecting and looking at life and looking for what's next for you in the journey. What is your question for us tonight, Susan?
My question was regarding my father, who recently was ill who lives out of state up north.
Yes.
And
What
I
is
was
his
just wondering if there was any info.
What is his birthday, please?
He's 2/2/34.
And is he up in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey? Where is he?
Yes, Pennsylvania.
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 Well, at least they're getting out of the winter part, so at least you'll be thankful for that. So when I go to Dad's energy, I feel as if when I go back to 2023, I feel like 2022 into 2023, I feel like that's when some things really he started to have more issues with his health. Is that correct? The past 4 years, 3.5 years have been a little bit more challenging for him. Things are just popping up. Is that correct?
Yes, I would say more on a decline. Yes,
more on the decline. But overall, he's been a tough bird. You understand this, yes?
Yes.
And his way of being is very. He had an interesting, eclectic kind of way of being in his younger years. I go to his lungs. I go to his breath, his breathing. I feel like that's a little challenge there for me when I go in that energy. I feel some heaviness in the chest. I feel that if you talk decline, I also go to fogginess in the mind. Is he not 100% focused right now, please? Is there a decline in the mental energy? Because I feel like a fog over him. I feel also a sense of mobility. I feel like he always was kind of like a spry, get things done kind of person in his energy, but I feel like he doesn't have that movement and that ability to shuffle along the way he used to. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, 100% correct.
Yeah, and I look at his legs. Like one of his legs actually feels like it's more problematic than the other. So I just feel like he's not really active the way he would want to be. Okay. So in this energy here, and I am not a doctor, I can't diagnose, but your dad is a very strong man, and he's got a stubborn streak to him. Does this make sense to you based on how he was when you grew up, please?
Yes.
And so
very much.
He's kicking and fighting inside. He may not be able to articulate everything he's thinking, but he is definitely still doing his best to hold on. So what is the question here for me?
My question is, I need to go up and see him, I think, because he's up in Pennsylvania and I'm here. I was just wondering about a time frame for travel for me to see him.
Good question. When I look at the energy, they say before July, and they kind of place me in the very beginning of June, somewhere in the June. If you can go in June.
Okay.
We want to kind of get him in the best possible way we can. He's staying strong, but I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose, but I just feel that you talk decline, but I also know it's almost like when your dad shuts down, it's going to be like a switch, and it's going to be everything all at once. And so that's what you want to get in before that happens, right?
Right.
Mom has passed already, please.
I think I can. Yes.
Yes, because I have a woman standing above him, and I feel that she's right there above him, connected to him. So I feel that if he talks about her, mentions her, he's in some way he's aware of her, even though he doesn't have the awareness that maybe we in a spiritual world would have, because we're actively connecting to the divine. But I feel like he feels her presence and he knows that she's with him. Does your dad have some kind of tremor or something, please? Or is he shaky from what you know?
Not sure.
Okay.
There's been recent changes, and I haven't seen him in a little bit, so.
Okay. Yeah, he seems very shaky to me. Just very, the energy seems shaky, almost like a little nervous energy, but the physical body shaking a bit there. So that's how I read the energy.
Okay. Thank you.
But I feel that it would be really good for you to see him and make that connection. Your father was a very intelligent man. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Yes. And I see this brilliance with him, and I just feel like now his mind feels very tired. Like he was so smart for so long, and now his brain is just tired. So enjoy him, connect with him, see him, bring something that rejuvenates the memories of connection with you to kind of stimulate that connection between the two of you. And I know it'll be forever embedded in both of your energies and in your mind as we prepare for him to decide how much longer he wants to stay here on the planet. All right?
All right. Got it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, Susan. Thank you so much for following the show. And if you have any further questions, we would love to connect with you again. Bye for now.
Yes, will do. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
866-972-7247. Write the number down. We would love to have you here all across the nation. Join us. And we would love to see you next Wednesday night, 6:30 to 9 p.m. right here on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. And I appreciate you. Visit sarahspiritual.com to learn more about my work. And we'll see you next Wednesday on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah on the True Oldie Station. Good night. God bless you. And I am Sarah Spiritual.
And there's a light that brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way. Oh, there's a light. There's a light. There's a light that opens doors.
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answer your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6:30 to 9 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
WDJA AM Delray Beach.